A quick scroll down Richie Hardcore's Instagram profile will tell you that the guy is pretty, well, hardcore. When he's not fighting, training or hosting his BFM radio show, he's campaigning for drug and alcohol harm reduction. We caught up with him to find out why he wants to make weed legal.
About 52% of New Zealanders have actually tried cannabis. We are some of the highest users in the world, which isn't necessarily a good thing. You know, we have high rates of cannabis use in our young people, but when you're using cannabis and your brain isn't developed, then you're going to get a delayed onset of brain maturation, and that's problematic. So I think we definitely need to, you know, look at how what we're doing isn't working, and then look at this alternative, which is decriminalisation, an investment in healthcare, an investment in rehabilitation should people get problematic use of other drugs. We should decriminalise cannabis, I guess, primarily to get a reduction in harms. You know, like if our drug policy is about health rather than a punitive approach to drug issues, and just locking people up or slapping them with fines and affecting their future is just going to actually do a disservice to society. Any money from fines or I think should be reinvested in the health sector, so we could invest that money in like meaningful advertising campaigns about this is where you go if you need counselling or if your friend's got a problem. Putting that money back into the health sector I think would be a great way to start, rather than putting money in the prison industrial complex. We need to destigmatise the coolness of drugs, because at the moment it's like Wiz Khalifa and Snoop Dogg dominate the discourse and they make something that seems illicit really attractive to young people. And were we to decriminalise it and make it no big deal, then perhaps that might switch that dialogue around somewhat. While we have all this discourse around cannabis being decriminalised or legalised, I think people get a little over-optimistic and say it's harmless, and it's not harmless. Like, if you're smoking a joint, that's bad for your lungs. You know, putting smoke into your body is not a good thing. The things that kill the most people are legal drugs, alcohol and tobacco. And while cannabis is well down the list scientifically of the harm it creates, it still creates harm. Because when drug use becomes problematic, because not all drug use is problematic, but when it does, a lot of that is our coping mechanisms for the stresses that life gives us, you know? So, you know, you break up with your girlfriend in high school, and the learnt behaviour, because everyone else is doing it, it might be to drink too much. Well, it's like, well, how do we teach people how to meaningfully deal with the issues rather than just run from their issues, you know? Yeah, I think decriminalisation and the discourse around decriminalisation offers us a real opportunity to look at how we're raising people to deal with life.